What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today don't really have a specific goal on what exactly I'm doing for this video, but I do want to get into the entire process of removing the front end, considering removing the subframe, and perhaps go through on certain things that I would like to do that I was considering from the last video. If you guys haven't seen the last video, basically I'm starting to take this stuff apart, waiting on something special. It's pretty much a turbo, but if you want more detail about that, I'll leave the link somewhere so you can watch that video so you can figure out what's going on. Before we start, I want to say thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and let's get down to it. I went ahead and started removing certain stuff. I removed the front bumper. I got it placed on top of the car, obviously with something on it, but I went ahead and started preparing for chassis hoist. Went ahead and set it up, install it, connect it. I used the regular tow hook for the car. You can put it on top where the thread is, on top of the motor, engine, whatever, and then you go ahead and lock it in to keep it together. So there's little to no weight on the subframe or through the engine mounts, which is great because we have to replace those as well. But I want to remove this front end because we're in the process of doing like a whole bunch of stuff, and I needed clearance and I need to just have some stuff done, right? For the front end, went through it. It's not that hard. You got like 2 bolts here, 2 bolts over here. Disconnect the harness. Also, if you have one of those headlight washers like here, go ahead and disconnect the line. So this is the only line you need to disconnect, and make sure it's free from the front end as well. Try to make sure the harness is clear so when you start removing it. And then on the other side, pretty much the same thing. Try to make sure the harness is free. And I believe the last bolts are the 4 bolts that's holding the frame to the crash bar. So there's 4 here and 4 on top somewhere. It's hiding in the darkness, but you'll find them. All right, guys, so I just want to go through it one more time with y'all. So I forgot to mention that I disconnect the release cable for the hood release cable for these suckers over here. So you just got to remove this end right here. That's all you got to do. Obviously the 2 bolts I mentioned. This car is used, so I want to make that as a disclaimer. So they took this apart before, they did whatever they did, right? So when I was taking it apart, this side wasn't moving. First I was curious, and then I take a closer look and I realized that there's a bolt that connects to here. Let me get the light. There's a bolt that connects through here, that connects to this behind the headlight. You're gonna have to remove that. That's a T30. So I've noticed it's only on one side, so I'm gonna guess it was on the other side as well. And yep, but they just decided not to put the bolt back in. So for whatever reason, just a heads up. And then obviously, the last but not least, this Allen, plastic Allen right here. You're gonna have to remove that as well, because that's what's holding the whole radiator, condenser, everything connected to the front end. So you gotta take that off. And I believe that is I had the damn bolt, I had the thing with me, and now I can't find it. Ain't that great? That's a Allen 8 Allen. So it's a size 8 Allen. So that's what you need to remove it. Right now it is flimsy. Also, this remove the which I didn't have to, but I removed this cable just in case. but you didn't have to. If anything, you have to remove. I have to remove this harness. This is for the relocating kit for the coolant tank, and this extra one right here is just a regular harness, I guess. So I had to remove that. But other than that, bro, this is pretty much what I'm at so far. It's coming out easy, but I just want to double check, and I'll finalize with you in a second. Hey guys, real quick, I decided not to do a full DIY on removing the subframe, mainly because there's a lot of stuff that I want to tackle, and I actually want to fast track to get this subframe out. Maybe in the future I could spend some time and show you a quality DIY, but in the meantime I can at least send you a link of where another DIY that I would recommend you guys could watch if you're actually trying to remove the subframe. But I already removed the subframe on this car, so we're definitely gonna start on removing the oil pan. We're gonna take care of that the next day. I went ahead and cleaned the old subframe, as you see right here. It was super gunky and nasty, so I went ahead and cleaned it up, so it's nice and clean and ready to go. Other than that, guys, let's follow up on the next step, which is to do the oil pan. We got the subframe out. As you can see, steering rack is hanged. I had to get some bungee cord or whatever just to keep it upright, but now the oil pan is exposed, and we could definitely start on that. This is the new oil pan gasket, and I came with some fresh bolts and a drain plug. So followed with some oil and filter. I am not gonna knock these out yet, mainly because I am working on replacing the gaskets for the oil cooler and filter, along with going ahead and upgrading the oil cooler. So I'm not gonna add any oil until I get that out of the way. So let's go ahead and remove the oil pan gasket. To do that, you gotta go ahead and start removing the belt. Main reason why, because there's some bolts that are connected with the oil pan itself for the power steering pump. So hanging pretty freely. Luckily it's connected to a hose where it's not gonna put too much stress on it, so I'll leave it there. Just gotta maneuver around. But yeah, so now I got this. Only 3 bolts are all the exact same size, so it doesn't matter if you mix them up when you put them back in, which is good. So knowing that, I can go ahead and start removing all of the rest of the bolts completely. By the way, just want to emphasize that this connector, go ahead and take that off. Mine is being a nuisance right now, but I'm gonna get that off. And once you get that off, then get like a little screwdriver flathead or something and just slowly pry it out, pry the whole pan out once you get all the bolts out. All right, so I got all the bolts out, and which is interesting. Pretty much all the bolts except the one in the back are the same. There are also 3 extra bolts that I found that actually merges with the transmission. I forgot about those. I took those off as well, and they're kind of like located in the back, so it'll be like one here, one down here, and then one over here. So just let you know, when you take everything else off and you're still wondering why it's not moving, these 3 culprits are the reason. But anyways, here we are. This is the oil pan, and this is the gasket where I'm trying to figure out why they use this kind of sealant, which it's not advised to do so. And then here's the reason why you're not supposed to have those sealants. See this right here? There's a couple of those there. There's a couple down here. First I was like scared of my mind because I thought there was like broken, like internal damages for the engine, but it's not. It's just more of that sealant that's all stuck all in there. So that's the reason why you don't put these in there, guys, because this could damage your engine, and I don't know what kind of damage it may cause to the Beamer. The car hasn't given me any issues, but the concern about that, the fact that these little buggers are all inside the system. So that's my thought right now. It could be nothing, but that bothers me. So I decided to go ahead and replace the oil pan, the oil pan itself. Just better be safe than sorry, especially the fact that this car has a lot of miles on it. So, you know, it's better chance I just go ahead and do that. We're gonna get that coming in soon and go ahead and put everything back together. As you can see, I went ahead and cleaned. I went ahead and cleaned up the surface area where the new gasket will meet. It was really messy, so I finally got it out. So a week has passed and we have the new part. So this is the oil pan, and I didn't go for OEM. I go for something that's like aftermarket. So steel aluminum, nice and fresh and clean and ready to go. But we got this the sensor back in there. So now we just gotta get the gasket out, line it up, put maybe a few bolts in there and adjust it in there just to catch. And then once we do that, we install all the bolts, torque it, all that good stuff. So anyways, we got it up and the gasket lined up as well, so which is awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of the bolts and start installing them. All right, guys, so man, it's tight under here, but I finally got it on. It's nice and snug, so it's not torqued yet, but it's nice and snug. All bolts are in, and we're looking good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and start torquing it into the torque pattern, so everything is evenly in. It should not take that much to torque these things, mainly because it's aluminum. You gotta be very careful with this. You don't want to over torque and break anything, right? So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start torquing everything. It's gonna take a minute, but once we do that, we're pretty much done. And we're gonna go ahead and put back the AC compressor, put the belt back on, and the brackets and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it, guys. So far so good. We'll go ahead and finish up by torquing these. And that's pretty much it, guys. Still have a whole bunch of stuff to do. In the next video, we're gonna start tackling a couple other stuff. Most likely I'm gonna go ahead and start with the oil cooler here. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Peace.